Ooh. All right, Nazi. What's up, guys? When did I say I was even starting this thing? All right, let's see. Can you guys hear me? Give me a blood emoji if you can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. Splendid, splendid. All right, so I will put this in the chat. We will start the movie, which is on Netflix 15 minutes after stream starts. Look at all these beautiful little blood emojis. I love it. I love it. All right, so let me see. Hi, Nick. Were we inspired by Art Slick? We were not. We were not. Because y'all know, despite, like, the fact that I even have to react to part 3, I'm going to vomit. But no, I just wanted to wear something that was in theme with Halloween, like the movie, but I didn't want to wear a mask, obviously, so I went to Spirit Halloween and I got a clown costume. But I will say, a fun little fact though, there was a costume, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want this person to be spoiled, but sorry, I'm like trying to put the little letters on the board that says what we're watching, and I'm dropping them everywhere. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so at Spirit Halloween, they had a different clown costume, wink wink, that I'm looking at it, and it wasn't the same mask, but I'm looking at the costume, and I'm like, why the hell does that look so familiar? Why do I know that costume? I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Abaddon. So when I saw that shit, I was like, 100%, I have to figure out a way to own this. It's obviously not this, but I'm going to be using that as a prank towards somebody whom I hope is not watching. Well, he'll forget. Peacock. Oh, good. It's on Peacock too. It's on all the things. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you, Jacqueline. My first Do we need to watch the movie alongside this? Yes. So it's 6:04 now. At 6:15, or basically in 10 minutes from wherever you guys are, I will be doing a countdown. I'll do 3, 2, 1, play, and then you'll have the movie. If you want to watch along, like with the actual movie, then you just hit play when I hit play, and you'll be able to make sure that you're synced up with the little thing at the bottom left. So there'll be a timer in case, you know, you get scared and you pee yourself and you need to go and change and come back and do all that stuff. Or maybe Michael just turns you on and you need a minute to yourself. I don't know. And the movie will be blurred out in the corner there to ensure that you guys have no issues. Sync it up. Does Evil begin tonight? I don't know about whether or not it begins tonight, but I can tell you one thing about Evil. It dies tonight, okay? Haley. Welcome to the channel membership family. Hopefully you're not a Rose Tyler stan, because I would not recommend that first 2 seasons of Doctor Who then. Who is this clown? To quote a wise woman, the Joker is me. Hi from England. Is your morning going well today? I'm a little bit tired per usual because I was up trying to edit because if you follow me on Twitter, then you would have already been alerted to this. So how today I announced that the next reaction is going to be to Coco. That was not originally supposed to be the next reaction. The next reaction was actually supposed to be to Coraline, and I recorded the reaction and I dressed up for it and everything. Like, I had the blue wig, everything like that. And then the day before I was about to start like fully editing it, I accidentally deleted the project file, or technically the video file. So I lost it, and I even downloaded like third-party programs trying to get the file back, but she's gone. But I went with Coco as a replacement, which works well for me because that movie was amazing and I cried. So I apologize about when you watch that video having to watch makeup smear down my face, but yeah. I was watching Cocaine Bear. I love that movie. It's so funny. My mom, she watched that. My mom is like, love that woman to death, but she, sometimes when it comes to like horror movies, like she's getting to the point that she's at that age of like, get off my lawn. So 20 years ago, she probably would have liked the movie, but she watched it. She was, this was so stupid, Nicholas. I'm like, well, I'm sorry that you don't know how to have fun. Hoping the pranked will be Zayda. Yes. Let me tell you about what this little bastard did to me. So it was a couple months ago, and David and I, we were in Chicago at a friend's house. And he goes into the kitchen. I'm sitting in the living room. All of a sudden, I hear him screaming. And we're talking like, his screams sound like the fake Prince impersonator at the beginning of Scary Movie. And see, I got it. Ha. And he starts screaming, and I run into the kitchen. And he's like over the sink, and his hands are covered in blood. And he's like, I cut myself and it's bleeding everywhere. What do I do? Do I need stitches? And I was like, I think you need stitches because like that's a lot of blood. So I like race and I'm grabbing like Band-Aids and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm going to bring you to the hospital. And I'm trying to help him. And I'm like, I can't find where your cut is. This hoe looks up at me and goes, because it's not my blood, Julie. It was a great prank. It was a great prank, and it has been months, and I have been sitting there trying to figure out what the hell, how I'm going to get him back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what I'm doing. I started watching Haunting of Hill House for my channel. You watched it before you had a channel, right? Or is it on Patreon? Yeah, I watched Hill House before the channel. But on Patreon, I did, what's the most recent one? House of Usher. Mikle Myers. Mikle reminds me of Alonda. R.I.P. to people with ad Netflix. Yeah. Will this stay on your channel? Yes, it will. So make sure that everyone is aware. Once this stream is done, you will still be able to go back whenever you want and watch it along with me. It'll be in the live section. I'm not gonna delete it. Hi, Tracy. Hello, Violently Pink. That sounds like a violent lesbian. Loving the Doctor Who Torchwood reactions. Thank you. You should react to Leave the World Behind. What is that? Hello from Iowa, not nearly as cool as some other places in chat. Riley Finn from Buffy was from Iowa. As a Who-loving Brit, I hated Rose Taylor. I hate Rose Tyler. I hate her. I hate her so much. And I remember I posted like it is so hot in here. I posted like a joke thing on Twitter that was like saying like that I didn't like Rose Tyler. I felt like I had offended the Swifties. They were attacking me like crazy. So now when Rose is mentioned or comes up, I just go, just to let you know. Suan? Oh, like from Ma, Suan. Hi, Suan. Welcome to the Watchers, Suan. Thank you for becoming a member. I hope you have fun with Smile 2. I cannot wait till that comes out. Have you seen the new Joker movie? Yes, I did. I saw it opening night. I am not on the same train as seemingly everybody else on the internet acting like they didn't know it was a musical. Is it my favorite movie? No. Did I still enjoy the movie? Yes. Did I think that it was about 35 minutes too long? Yes. But did I enjoy the movie? Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. But I did not like it as much as I liked the first one. The first one is like a masterpiece. Have you ever seen the movie Push from 2009? I don't know. I know what it is, but I don't know if I've seen it. I know the trailer. All right, let me pull this up on my phone so that I can not underneath the desk, little woman. Little woman, get out of here. All right, let's see. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna start the movie in like 3 minutes. So just make sure that wherever you're watching it, like I said, I'm watching it on Netflix. Just make sure that you have it pulled up. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, cool. I want to try to respond to your comments before we start the movie. I mean, I'm obviously going to do that while we're in the movie, but... Oh my god, are you Katy Perry's Smile album for Halloween? I don't hate that album, to be honest. The new one, we don't talk about that, but... Thank you, Zell. I'm gonna assume that that's what it is. The next series they should make should be called House of Diddy. Ugh. I'm sure, given Ryan Murphy, I'm sure that will pop up eventually. Hello from Chromatica. What is your top 3 Michael Myers movies? 78, 81, 1998. You need to watch Summoning Sylvia. I've never heard of that one. I'm feeling messy horror movie unpopular opinion. That's a good question. An unpopular horror opinion. Okay. Well, don't come for me. Don't come for me. While I appreciate the practical effects, I am not a person who is all that. I don't really care about the thing. Like, I've seen it a couple of times. I appreciate what it did. Like I said, the practical effects, but it is not a movie that I really have a desire to ever go back and rewatch again. Zombievers. Well, I definitely know that for my birthday, I am going to watch something that is like, I don't care about views, I just want to watch something fun. So maybe it'll be that. Okay, so we are getting close to the time. All right, y'all, make sure that everybody has their... Let me do a little test to make sure. Okay, so just as a little heads up, because I was having a little bit of issues with like the timer on the screen. I'm going to say... Actually, no, I could just... Wait, hold on, I'll say... So I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, play. On play, we both hit play, and then we watch along together. So, let me know. Let me look at the chat really quick, just to make sure it is. Let me close out about the 50 million tabs that I have. Okay. I'm going to begin the countdown. Once again, it'll be 3, 2, 1, play. And then on play, we both hit play, and then we watch along together. All right. So, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, crap. Sorry. I lied. Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. Y'all should be able to see this now. Let me know if, like, you guys can see the timer, if you guys can see the little blurred thing. Because if you do, then we're Gucci. Then we're off to the races. Also, if you see me looking at my phone, that's because I'm looking at the chat. Although I guess I can just pull this up over here. Oops. There we go. All right. View your channel. Okay. Malik Akkad. He was so nice. I met him at the Halloween convention that I went to. And he gave me free drink tickets because he said I was a super fan. Look at that pen. I want that pen. That is so cool with the little, like, spine on it. That's so cool. When I first saw this in theaters, I had to leave. When did I leave? I think they were at Laurie's house. So it was still, like, towards the beginning. I had to leave and come back the next day because there was this drunk chick who was being very loud and people started shushing her. So then she proceeded to get on the seat and threatened to fight everybody in the theater and started throwing shit. So I was like, no. And I left and I came back the next day. Will you watch Wicked? I want to see the play first. Have you heard of the movie Slay? I have not. What are your thoughts on Chucky being canceled? Y'all know how much I love Chucky. You know how much that franchise means to me. I prefer the movies. I'll just say that. I prefer the movies. And I hope that the next movie that we get is high quality. Dr. Doomas. Y'all just let them walk around with no shoes? Yolanda, are you talking about like the video where my head's in the saw trap? Because if that was you, that made me laugh. And then we have this part, okay? This is, don't get me wrong, I love this movie, but this is an example of, I want to focus on, or I have an artistic vision, but I don't know how to properly make it make sense. Because, explain to me, these two podcasters, they traveled across the pond to come here to to be able to talk to Michael Myers. And instead of walking around and looking at him, they stand behind him. Like, there's no instruction of do not walk around him. He just says, don't step up to the yellow line, but don't go past it. But, like, the yellow line is a square. So why doesn't he just walk around it and look at his face? It makes no sense that he talks to the back of his head the whole time. Will you or have you reacted to the Terrifier franchise? I have seen the first two Terrifier films, unfortunately. And also, unfortunately, I will be reacting to the third one when that comes out. And y'all should expect a 2-week delay for that reaction, because having to edit that... No. Oh, I was laughing when she got trapped on the beach, Haley. I was laughing. I didn't give a shit. The ending for Smile 2 seems so obvious from the very first trailer. It also spoils a major character's death in the trailer. Because I'm sure the Attorney General's office just hands out murder evidence. Ugh, that piano. Ugh, I love it. You feel the mask. Mr. Tivoli. Figaro, Figaro. And the security guards, imagine what the security guards are thinking. Standing there just watching this doctor allow this to happen. Also, James Jude Courtney, who plays Michael in these 3 movies, amazing person. I have met him a few times, and actually when I was at the Halloween convention, I was standing in the line for the bar to get a drink, and he was standing in front of me, and I asked him if I could buy him a drink, and he was like, it's not that I don't appreciate it, and he's like, but I'm going to decline purely because if I allow you to buy me a drink, then everybody just starts coming up and trying to buy me drinks, and he's like, and it gets crazy. He's like, I learned my lesson. But he was very, very, very nice. And when the first time I met him, I was like, I'm going to ask you a question that you probably don't get asked very much at these things. And I was like, obviously, you know, I love you in the Halloween movies, all that jazz. And I was like, but you played in season 2, episode 19? 19 or 20 of Buffy. Season 2. Go Fish. Or not Go Fish. Killed by Death is the name of the episode. But the bad guy in that episode, Dirk Hindestad, is also played by James Jude Courtney. So I was like, what was it like to be in the same room as Sarah Michelle Gellar? What was it like? What was it like? What was it like to fight her? And he said that out of everybody that he's worked with, that she reminded him the most of Jamie Lee Curtis, because despite being like a tiny, you know, little person, he's like, she was kicking my ass. I was like, that's our Buffy. Have you seen Alien Romulus? Yes, I saw it several times in theaters. The Buffy musical episode is the greatest musical in history. Yes, yes it is. Yes, it is. I'm introduced my little sister to horror movies. Make sure that your little sister understands that Halloween, Halloween 2, and Halloween H2O are the holy trinity. Yeah, maybe I should probably do Oddity, because I've been getting a lot of requests for that. Track down its counterpart. If I was her sitting in this car with him, listening to the way that he is talking into this mic, I would just be laughing. He'd be like, Dana, I'm trying to record. Can you shut up? And I'd be like, ah! No. Fetid. Would you be tuned in for Smile 3? I have to see Smile 2 first. What is the best movie of all time? Halloween 1978. Did you like Halloween 6? I love all of the Halloween movies. Even Halloween Resurrection. But she saved pop music. I don't like anything else on there, but I like Lifetimes. I don't think it's a bad song. I just think she's a hot mess. But yeah, I don't like that new album. I just like that one song. I have not seen Crackoon. Lori is me in this moment. I'm like, I don't really want to talk to people. Come on in. You offer me $3,000. By the time you get to the front door, bitch, I already have like a full cheese spread for you. Meat and cheese platter. Some tea. Some Ghost energy drinks. For $3,000. I got more than one spread for you for $3,000. Did you see Ashley Burton's reaction to Buffy Season 1? I did, and also Chance's reaction. Yep, I am one of Chance's channel members, and I've been watching all his Buffy stuff. Everybody's reacted, Horror Bandwagon's reacted Buffy right now. And George, from, you know, my friend George Alexander from the Horror Hour, he's also doing, oh, amazing. Hello. Hey. Sorry. Sorry. Queen. Do you want to come say hi to people? Say hello. Can't wait. I mean, I know that they're like calling themselves investigative journalists, but like, I feel like, I don't know, because she said that like they've won awards for what they've done before, but like a Razzie, like what kind of award? Because I can't wrap my head around the fact that somebody would go to a survivor's house like this and speak to her the way that they were speaking to her. Like, I understand that they were trying to provoke a response from Michael, but like, to a trauma survivor? Hey Nick, is your costume a reference to the original Halloween? It is. This was the closest that I could find. Karen, if your Netflix froze, something you could do is like get it to the very beginning scene of like, say, the next scene, and then just watch the stream, like the blurred part, and just hit play as soon as I get to that scene. The next Chucky movie better not be a Peacock streaming. Listen, as long as they do not bring those teenagers back, for one. No Coraline. And give me an animatronic Chucky again. No more of this puppet bullshit. It could be on. They could show it in the parking lot of a Taco Bell, and I would be there as long as they hit those three things. They said Chucky is going to be in space like he is with Jason X. As long as it's as good as Jason X. Season 1 of Chucky was the show at its peak. Facts. She doesn't want to say anything to that man. She wants to blow that man's head off. For all my like score people, Of the three films, 2018 Kills and Ends, what is your favorite? Which one is your favorite score-wise? I'm going to be a squishmallow for Halloween. I have a squishmallow. Have you ever seen Alice, Sweet Alice? I have not. She is so pretty. Auntie Matichak is so pretty. Come on. Come on. Where's the peanut butter? I got peanut butter on my penis. Theaters, I was like, what is going on with this dialogue? Also, I mean, normally I would pose a question and I would say, why is it that they're talking about the Elam family as if they have this huge reputation in the town and they're not referencing the Mulaney's or whatever from Halloween Ends? But then again, we all know that David Gordon Green, as they were going through this movie, these three films, he decided he wanted to do something completely different with each film as he started making the next film. So there's like, I like each individual film individually, but as a whole, a mess. Happy LG 7 month. Yes, I'm so excited. We already know how you feel about most of the Halloween movies. However, what are your thoughts on the Rob Zombie versions? So I like both of them, but I actually like the sequel. I think that is far better than the original. I just feel like Halloween 2 is so different in tone and look to the first film, and I feel like it focuses more, out of all of the films, it has a better portrayal of how trauma actually would realistically affect people in real life. Like, people do start having crazy erratic behavior and stuff like that. But I just love it for doing something very different. I love the score for it, the visual aesthetic of it. I could deal without Sherry Moon Zombie. That it added absolutely nothing to the movie. But other than that, no. I personally like Michael being Laurie's brother, but that's just me. Not me trying to screen with this blur. If it makes you feel any better, when people started reacting to Avengers Endgame, I watched people's full-length watch-alongs, and I didn't even need to pull up the actual movie. Just from seeing the little blur thing, that's how many times I've seen that movie that I could immediately tell where they're at and what dialogue was being said. Also, Miss Virginia Gardner right here. Met her at the Halloween convention. She was amazing. It's like, I loved you in this. I loved you in Halloween. Fall, I would have pushed your ass off that tower myself. It would not have taken as long as it did. But Halloween, yes. They let my 12-year-old nephew watch Terrifier. Well, in like 10 years when we're watching the news, we'll know how it started. Has this one been in anything other than... Because the only other thing that I've ever seen him in, Cameron, other than this was You Season 4. When he says, do you have everything ready for your costume tomorrow? I'm fairly certain that is 80 yard, because it doesn't sound right. I would like to... I need to zoom in. Wait. Because I'm fairly certain that they just opened biology books. Also, for those who do not know, the voice is PJ Soles, who played Linda in the original film, which I loved. It was very much like Scream 5, how like on the intercom at the school it was Drew Barrymore's voice. This nonsense? This nonsense? No. 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 I can't imagine somebody handing you a stack of money and going, oh, sorry, I can't take... I would be like, do you have any more? They're making a Black Phone. I do know that they're making that with the same people, but I'm like, I don't understand how. But I have a feeling I'm like, not that I didn't enjoy the first one, I did enjoy it, and it is one of my most watched reactions, but it's one of those that in hindsight it hasn't held up as much for me. So I'm curious to see with the second one if it's going to be much better than the first. From the 2018 Halloween movies to the recent one, what are your thoughts? My opinion is the first one is my favorite. So I think that the most well-crafted one is this one. I appreciate all of them. I mean, Halloween Kills is... It's dumb. It's dumb. But it is still like an enjoyable dumb. But it's just like there's not a lot of plot to it. It's literally just killing. So it's like as long as you know what you're going in for, then you come out of it feeling pretty satisfied. Now, Halloween Ends. Everybody hates Halloween Ends. I love it. I love Halloween Ends. Halloween Kills, when I saw it in theaters, I was mad. I was like, I don't like this. And it took me a while to warm up to it. Halloween Ends, the second I saw that shit in theaters, I was like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It needs to die. The fact that she was fully ready to execute this man in the street outside of a prison. Also, it's funny to think that Michael Myers was wearing flip-flops with socks. It always... the way she drinks that. Like, girl, it's a fucking... a shooter. Like, cut it out. Also, to go back to your question that you had asked about what I thought about all of these, the only thing that really did slightly irritate me was that we never followed up after this movie about anything in regards... I mean, there's a mention of him in Kills, but Sartain, I don't know. I feel like that just should have been explored a little bit more. Hi, Nick. Have you seen The Substance, or are you doing it for the channel? I'm going to do The Substance on the channel. What did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine? Loved it. Loved it. Amazing. And I don't know if everybody here has seen it, but just know that when that thing happened, and if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. When that thing happened, they heard my scream like 6 theaters down. We're going as Bonnie and Clyde, but it's like gender flip. We're being totally edgy and progressive. Nobody would ever expect it. I remember when I watched this and then you actually see them at the dance. I was like, I don't understand what they're supposed to be. Like, I don't mind a costume that maybe people don't immediately clock what it is. But I don't like costumes that are basic and people can't clock what it is. Like, it's one thing if people don't recognize what it is because it's very clever. But if it's not clever, if it's just like 3 pieces of clothing. What's your favorite Buffy episode? Season 5, episode 22, The Gift. Favorite horror remake of the 2000s? When a Stranger Calls. What is your ranking of the Halloween movies? I'll do top 5 since we're watching a movie. Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O. Halloween 3. And then probably this. And this is when you splice it. Nope. This is when you splice it. You splice it right before she says the shape. There was no reason to ever have that actually in movie dialogue. Look at Cameron's face. He's like, I don't know what family dynamic I'm walking into here. Karen gets on my nerves a little bit. Like, she didn't need to say that shit either. I really think listen to the score. Listen to the score. It's so good. Chance's House of Horrors. Yes. Do you like the Saw movies? Yeah, I just posted a picture of me. I have the bear trap. The reverse bear trap. It's in the other room. I have not seen Girlfriend from Hell nor Monster Mash. See, I don't necessarily always need, like, spin-offs and stuff, but I would not mind, like, if there was, like, if you were a fan of the franchise, like, in and around right before when Rob Zombie's films came out, they had, like, a lot of Halloween comic books, like, they had Halloween Night Dance, and they had all these things were official canon as part of that continuity before they rebooted it. But, they had, like, spin-offs, like, little short novellas, short stories, and they had one called Sam, which was all about, like, what was going on with Dr. Loomis between Halloween 2 and H2O. And I wish that they would have, like, done something like that so we could learn a little bit more about Karen's childhood. Also, emphysema kid over here. I really love spending time with you, but dancing is my thing. It really hits me in the heart. Maybe once they snap his neck, his trachea went back into place and he could talk normal. Nick, which song from the Buffy musical is your favorite? Probably Walk Through the Fire. I know you always warn against it, Nick, but the weather's too nice here to not have my window open next to me. I mean, it's one thing if you're in front of it and you're like, you know, like while I'm sitting on my computer, I'll have my window next to my desk open. But like, if there's never a window open if I'm not actively in the room and it is nighttime. But hey, if you have your window open right now and you're sitting in front of it, then at least you'll have a little bit of a better view as the killer is approaching. Also, this never would have happened. I mean, granted, we couldn't necessarily hear on the phone what they were saying to him, but they would have never allowed him to get out of the car and go and check. That they explicitly tell you to not do that. And I believe they're also not allowed to call you back either. Because y'all remember the call with Halle Berry? That's why you never call back? So I always wondered, like, he obviously reaches up and tells him to run, but, like, does he die after this? Yeah, so, like, is he dead? Or does he end up being a survivor? You're low-key sexist for not wanting Caroline. Oh, I thought you said Coraline. Caroline from Chucky? That little girl. I did not like her. She was so annoying to me. Not him shooting Sartain, but it's what he deserves. Goodbye, little smoker. I mean, at least he got a relatively quick death. But it's so funny, whenever I'm watching reactions to this movie, and everybody's always like, oh, when he does the point of view walkthrough, when he approaches the baby, everyone's like, you better not, Michael, how dare you, that's too far. Me, I'm like, he's a fucking serial killer. Why do we seem to think that that's too far? But I like in theaters, people were like, he better not. I was like, do it. off screen, of course, but that would make him really dark-sided. Laurie's crazy ass had 2 husbands and can't keep a man longer than a month. Facts. Nick, have you ever seen The Possession of Michael King? I have not. Kat watches horror movies reactions to The Haunting of Hill House. I love Kat. Me and Kat are recording a reaction next week. So The Shape hunts Allison. That is disgusting looking. Blech. The Shape hunts Allison. We were robbed that was not an actual chase scene. That score is so good, and that would have made for such an iconic scene. And that she literally just runs to a house. October 31st. Me and David sat on top of that tombstone. So Kathy says, they made Laurie's granddaughter so unlikable in Ends. 2 comments later, Allison really lost her friends, boyfriend, and family all in one night. I think that explains why she became the different character that she did. Would you watch a horror movie in an abandoned asylum? Hell yeah. I would love to explore an abandoned asylum. I would not sleep there overnight like some crazy bitches do, but I would love to go in one. Also, that thing, I love this part when he's talking about what happened to Judith as you're actually seeing what happened. And I don't think a lot of people really picked up on this, because at least initially when it came out, I didn't see a lot of people talking about it. But the whole point of that is to talk about how these podcasters are embellishing and making shit up and rewriting history to make it seem worse than it actually was. Not that it wasn't bad, obviously, but like 90% of what he just said actually happened. We quite clearly see in the flashback footage that that did not happen. Have you seen Pugga's reaction to The Mist? No, because I refuse to rewatch The Mist. Great movie, but I will never rewatch that. Every time I see Judy Greer, I can't help thinking of her. Of course, when Christina Ricci's like, she has bad skin and a bony ass, and then she comes out, she's like, ah! I love it. The Possession of Michael King. What is this? Yes, you're gonna. Yes. What are we gonna do? Cancel Halloween? You ain't laughing in the next movie, bitch. The Possession of Michael King. Ooh. Go on to Patreon. Sign up for the Hyperion Hotel tier. Bam! I will watch it for you. Will you watch the Rob Zombie Halloween movies? The goal is in years' time for all of them to be. I will probably look at his ass in the background. I love that. Listen to what she says. Oh, she already said it. Before she got out of the car when they parked, and she literally said that she had to go number 2. And I appreciate that. I appreciate a woman who is not afraid to tell you that she has to take shit. I will for sure most likely be doing like what we're doing now, like a live watch along every Halloween. But I will probably just, in order to get them all, eventually. Especially since there's not going to be a Scream 7 on the channel. Maybe that's what I'll do. When Scream 7 comes out, I'll just react to one of the other Halloween movies in its place. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. You're probably going to get MRSA, but, you know. The fact that this poor woman has to fight for her life with shit hanging out of her ass. I like her shoes, though. I mean, honestly, even before he starts banging, hearing him open each door, I don't like it. I don't like it. This reminds me, if y'all know what is it, Golden Corral? I remember being in high school and I went to Golden Corral with my parents, and I had to go to the bathroom, like her, and I sat down, and this little kid, it was like, I don't know, like 11, stood outside the door and had a full, like, 25-minute conversation with me while staring at me through the crack in the door, and I was helpless. I couldn't even shit. I just sat there and had a conversation with this boy. Now, this is some nasty shit right here. Ugh. But I want to know, like, how did he do that? Is that just from slamming his face down? Well, maybe, because in Halloween Ends, when Corey slams the DJ guy's face down over and over, then his jaw's like hanging off too. I like him being I like the brother, yeah. You are so lucky you get to go to conventions. There's none by you? Somebody brought the baby into a screening of Terrifier 3. No. I don't even know why they see that. You can't even necessarily judge the person for doing that, even though that's some crazy shit. Because why are the theater employees allowing that to happen? And then she has to crawl on the nasty ass floor. I don't know what's worse. I would rather die than have to crawl on a public bathroom floor. Ugh. Yeah, girl, kick. He wouldn't have gotten in that. Y'all, and like Charlie's Angels Full Throttle and Cameron Diaz is up on the inside of the bathroom stall. That would have been me. How do you know that that's Michael? You didn't see his face, remember? Bitch, crawl underneath and get out. Like, she reaches for the weapon. I would have fled. I would have been in Russellville already. Ugh. Right. Yeah. But, like, also, if I was going to be murdered, I would want to be murdered by Michael Myers. Like, how iconic is that? All right. Hold on. Because the slow-mo of this scene with the score and him putting on the mask is just... I just come out, close the trunk when he does it. Look at him. He looks so good. Yes. Okay. Cameron was in the Purge series. I've only seen I think the first 2 Purge movies. I definitely know I have not seen the last one. Are you going to react to Longlegs? I already reacted to Longlegs. No. Oh, I'm trying to like catch up on everyone's. What did I say? I see you're dressed as Bianca Del Rio. A clown? There's a Purge TV show? PJ Souls Red Hat and Carrie. She was so nice when I met her. Thank you, Skyura. Skyura? I told I think his name is Rohan. I think that's how you say it. Corey, IRL. I told I was like, I love Halloween Ends. I don't care what anybody says. It should have won an Oscar. And even him, he was like, oh, okay. Thank you for your support. These ugly ass pictures on the wall. Ugly. Why would she put those up? Like she's 90 years old. The way that I knew that was going to happen, and I forgot. Anyone watching Grotesquerie? I watched the first half of the first episode, but it was like 3 in the morning and I fell asleep. Yeah, Mordecai, Mordical, something like that. I still have to read that. I just got done reading the novelization for the original a couple weeks ago. So once I'm done reading, because I'm reading Pet Sematary right now, once I'm done reading that, then I will probably do the 2018 novelization. Do you think this entire situation could have been resolved when she said what bus crashed? That perhaps Laurie should have been like, turn on the fucking news. The bus with Michael in it has crashed. And then she might be like, And you hate wigs, Nick. I hate bad wigs. Yeah, I already know that I'm probably going to vomit when I'm watching this substance. I love Halloween Ends. I just think that they should have introduced Corey earlier. Yes, agreed. Corey should have been introduced in this. And then had like a little tiny cameo in Kills. And then been a main character in Ends. Yeah, her calling her grandmother is always really weird to me, but I also, like, it doesn't... I call my mom, like, when I'm talking to her, I'll either refer... Like, what? Okay, if I'm talking to my brother, I will refer to my mom as mother. Like, we don't call her mom, we call her mother. Or we both call her by her first name all the time. And I don't know. It's kind of like in The Ring. I think technically it says it in The Ring too. When he's like, I wish, or Naomi Watts is like, you know, it'd be nice if you ever called me mom. And she was like, I like Rachel. It fits your personality better. Y'all, this scene right here? Oh, this is so... Covens of witches with all of their hosts. You may think they scare me, you're probably right. Black cats and goblins on Halloween night. Trick or treat. Oh, and the fact that this is all one take, well, majority of it. I think it's technically 2 takes. Well, yeah, because now we have this. So that first thing was 1 take, and then I believe the rest of it is all 1 take. I wonder what she's watching. You see how he looked down at that and then went over there and beat her ass? You know why he did that? Because he saw that she was eating her sandwich. She made the sandwich. He went through the process of making this sandwich on a cutting board with a butcher's knife for some reason. She was just going to eat the sandwich without a plate, getting crumbs all over her floor. Oh. When it kicks in again, the score. The one thing that sucks though is like, this is not what Halloween looks like, at least anywhere that I've ever been. I'm not talking about like the leaves and stuff like that, because like here in Denver, I would say like the leaves and stuff like this look like this right now. But growing up, because I grew up in Illinois, so it never looked like it did in any of these movies. I would say maybe the closest was Halloween 6. Because it was always cold. It's always cold on Halloween in Illinois. Technically last year, because I did a live stream in and around Halloween, it was snowing here. And it used to snow a lot on Halloween growing up. I appreciate that this woman took the time to carve all of those. That is awful. Look at that. Look how... Ooh. You see what happens when you have your windows open, y'all? You see what happens, Deja vu? Deja this vu? This is what happens when you have your windows open. That is so cool. Not only does she have all of her windows open, how did he get in the house? Because you had your door unlocked. Ugh. Quick and efficient. I feel like this song that is playing right now is like... I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I tried finding this song, and I could not find this song for the life of me. So if you guys are able to find this song, please send this to me, so I can add it to my Halloween playlist. Halloween Ends is better than Halloween Kills. I agree. The hospital mob scene in Kills was too melodramatic. I think that Halloween Kills would have been 15 times better had they removed the hospital scene. It's all, I mean, to each their own, but like when people were getting like emotionally affected by it, like one of the people that I went and saw it with was like getting sad and almost crying, and I was like, for what? But to each though. Have you seen Blink twice? I have. I saw that in theaters. I didn't even know it was a horror movie. I just went in randomly one day with David to watch a movie, and yeah. Gonna Kazam. I love Julian. Don't lie to me. Should be read me a story. I wouldn't be up clipping my nasty ass toenails. I love him. I love him. I was so happy that we get to see him again in Ends. How much did he get paid? I like how this kid has 2 closets in his room. I like you too, Virginia Gardner. What is your favorite? Favorite horror score? I mean, I would say probably technically the original Halloween, but also I love John Debney's score for I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Christopher Young's score for The Grudge. Nick looks angry when he reads the chat to the side. Yes. I need to just look at it from my phone. Well, look at him going. Yeah, do your thing. I would have beat his ass. Have you ever seen The Cell with J-Lo? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The guy that directed The Cell also directed Lady Gaga's 911 video. And I actually went to that filming location 4th of July. White Sands National Park in New Mexico. Beautiful. And then he's going to try and gaslight her ass? Not only is he going to gaslight her, but then he's going to get mad at her and think that she's creating an issue. See, this is exactly why, like, I don't like to leave my house and interact with people, because anything like this would have happened. I would have been in jail. I would have been in jail. I would have the shit that I watch happen to people in movies. I would have a rap sheet this long. Assault, assault, assault. Well, yeah. Threw my phone in the pudding. Favorite Michael Myers mask besides the original? Halloween. I mean, this one is really, really good, and then Halloween 6 I really like. What time is it in Denver right now? 7:09 p.m. Bro looking like one of the killer clowns. Son of a bitch. When I was at Spirit Halloween earlier, also Tate, a reference to Carrie Tate from Halloween H2O, I walked by the Scarecrow section and I was like, I had like a brain fart moment. I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then I forgot. And I was like, there's nobody dressed as a Scarecrow. I've never understood this right here. I don't understand. Why did he get that tattoo commemorating that specific day? Because he thought that he was going to get laid? Do you know how sad and pathetic it is that you get the date that you lost? Really? I love this wallpaper. Shut up, Dave! I heard him breathing, and then I saw him. He's in here. The boogeyman's in this house. Send Dave first. I love him. Not to derail, but I just left from seeing Smile 2. Is that going to be a page? That'll be on the channel. I'll do a full edited video for that. Vicky? Fucking kidding me? Julian for president. Can we talk about how the graveyard woman saw Michael and said nothing or alarmed anyone? I mean, to be fair, it was literally Halloween. Like, Halloween day. Are you by chance doing a collab with Chance, Pugga, or Cody and Sergio? Well, I think I've done 2 already. I've done 2 things with Chance for his members only videos. We've done 2, I think it was 2 full-length watch-alongs together. And I have not scheduled anything with Pugga yet, but I already recorded a reaction with Sergio and Cody, and that will most likely be out in November. We watched Dog Soldiers. And then next week I'm recording a reaction with Cat watches horror movies. But you'll just have to wait. And oh wait, what are we? Oh yeah, we're gonna do Lisa Frankenstein together. Okay, let me just say something. If the owner of this bike didn't come home and find this dipshit pinned to the wall, I would have done it myself for doing that. For knocking over my motorcycle. All right, now I'm scared. Hold on. Zan, it's about to get scary. Look at that. Ah! Oh, shit. Yeah. Not socks in the house. Never socks in the house. You need grip. We gotta work on that scream, though. There you go. I was gonna say, it sounds like you're, like, wheezing. Oh, her protecting Julian. Even when she knows she's about to get the axe. Oh, the nails. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate, well, some of the kills in Halloween Kills. But, like, the gorehounds would probably be like, what a lame death. You didn't explicitly see the knife going into her flesh. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. I'm not a gorehound. I appreciate gore when it makes sense. Season of the Witch. But, I don't know. Like, there's so many shots in this franchise of Michael stabbing somebody where the point of view is looking up at Michael as he's stabbing, and I think that's more effective. Like, they did it here. They did it in Halloween H2O when he kills Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. How would you feel if Jamie Lloyd ended up being the killer? I mean, in Halloween 5, I mean, it would have been like an Amber Freeman situation from Scream 5. Like, she would have came up to people's kneecaps, but if they would have done like a time jump and made her the killer in the future, that would have been cool. Love the British representation in Halloween. George wasn't happy. George would just have to get over it. Nick, how old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I mean, I was probably in and around your age when I saw Halloween, but I don't know what the first one was. It was probably Halloween. But the first movie that I ever saw in theaters was the original Scream. When it came out, opening weekend, 1996, I was 6 years old. Or no, I was 5 years old. I was 5 years old. Although technically that came out in like December or January or whatever, so I might have already... I don't know if I saw it like in December or technically in 97. So I was either 5 or 6. I've actually seen every single Scream movie in theaters opening weekend, all of them. Bitch, stop brandishing your gun yet. There's kids about. A boot. Justice for Melissa Barrera. Oh no, she seems like she'd be like made out pretty well with this whole situation because she is saying booked presently. Which, good for her. I mean, not good for her with like the situation that happened, but I keep seeing her like all these announcements that she got cast in different things, so I'm like, well, at least it worked out well for her, and she called attention to the other shady people. Ay. Poor thing. Now this right here, this is the only shot in the movie, this scene where it's actually Nick Castle from the original behind the mask. Love it. He just walked. He didn't give a shit. This one shoots about as well as he did in the flashback in Halloween Kills, like a damn idiot. Although I love Frank. Damn. I know that like the original one wouldn't have, but I wonder if that knife would have actually held him up like that. Also, I'd be curious to know if the knife went through the back of the neck. Love it. Love them together. But like, how did he get him up off the ground and then the knife through the back of the neck? Because wouldn't he have had to hold his neck to pull him? I don't know. If you could put Deadpool in any horror movie, what would it be and why? I would specifically put him in these 3 films, the David Gordon Green, because I'm sure that he would drag it. Why are the handrails so high? So high, the stall. Who's going to be able to use those? Andre the Giant? I'm dead. Yeah, I mean, the police officers in Haddonfield, even this movie, are horrible. The fact that Frank even calls out, you want me to take an injured civilian to go hunt a serial killer? And the sheriff's like, yeah. In his cowboy hat. Why? Listen. Why are you wearing a cowboy hat and you live in Illinois? I have a cowboy hat because I live in Colorado. I live out west, so you live in Illinois. What? Fun fact for those who don't know, the guy who plays Vicky's boyfriend is the real-life son of Susan Sarandon. Are you serious? What? You're the new Loomis. Look at the way he's... He's very, like, soft and collected when he talks to her, whereas when I met her, I was like, She was like, I'm sorry, what? Speaking of Scream 7, that guy on Twitter talking shit to Jay was wild. I don't know I don't know anything about that. Pumpkinhead. I haven't seen Pumpkinhead in a long time. Not since I was a kid, so that would basically be like a brand new watch for me. Which Halloween movie did Michael dunk the girl's face in liquid nitrogen? That was Jason X. I watched Chicken Alfredo's reacts. What is that? Chicken Alfredo. Oh, I like Chicken Alfredo. I love this shot. Although I will say, like, this shot from the lighting is very beautiful, even though they are very dark. It is very realistic to what, like, walking down. Like, if I were to go down and walk down. Look at the cop car in the background. They didn't see them because the cops in town suck. They're literally out looking, trying to clear the streets. Whatever. But I don't know. I just like the color palette and the lighting in that last scene because it looks realistic. Okay, I don't want to butcher your name, but I'm about to butcher your name. Aisa? Wait. Ayasia? Either way, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm from Denver too, yes. I want to know what pleasure he gets out of killing. See, that's the exact moment that Sartain was like, this is gonna be a problem. Because his ass is gonna try to kill him before I can... Cut up weenies and mac and cheese. What? You put hot dogs in your mac and cheese? Ugh. Bobby's World. I haven't heard of I used to watch Bobby's World. I haven't thought about that show in so long. Last Halloween was freezing. Yep, it was snowing here last year. And I still have like 4 more other costumes that I have to go through this year. Somebody messaged me the other day. They're like, so what's your Halloween costume? I was like, I have like 7 for this year already. As I say... I loved that callback. I would love to know what amount of time did he think that he was cutting off by doing this shortcut where I have to scale a fence with iron spikes at the top of it? Also, imagine you were Mr. Elrod. You're Mr. Elrod and you're in this house. And you just look into your backyard and you just see these 2 people make it. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck are y'all doing in my backyard? Especially like the way that they came in, she didn't go out to the like complete opposite. So if they came in one way, she went out this way. So that I don't even understand. Like that's not a shortcut. But now this is one thing that I will say that I feel like had they given some sort of an explanation in this film for this, it would have played better. Why is Michael in the backyard? Of all backyards, like why is he randomly hiding behind a tree in this backyard? I feel like if they would have said something like how he was going from house to house killing people, if they would have made, I don't know, if they would have implied that he had just come out of the Elrod house from killing them, that would have made sense. Otherwise, it's just like, you're not stalking Allison, so why are you in the yard? I'd be like, I'll act whatever way I want to in my own backyard. The way that... I was... Oh my god, damn it. I was like trying to like look through the darkness to see if I could actually see his outline. Yeah, it's over for you. You're cooked. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it. It sounds... Oh my god. This is amazing, this score piece right here. Right, like this should have been a chase scene. He should have been chasing her ass. Let's see. I got so pissed off when the firefighters put out the fire in Kills. See, that's another thing that bothers me about that movie is I feel like it makes Laurie look stupid. You trapped Michael in a olden wooden house and did not think that fire and rescue was going to show up. Like she should have done something. She should have had something on completely surrounding the compound so that when police and when firefighters showed up, they could not gain access to ensure that the place burnt down. It just seems like a very, very sloppy plan on her part. The worst part of Halloween Kills is knowing what an ass Tommy turned into. Listen, Tommy in that movie is annoying as shit, but in real life, Anthony Michael Hall, that's my dad. That's my dad. Nice Chucky doll, thank you. There's still so many dolls that I want. I want Slappy from Goosebumps. I want Tiffany, but I want Tiffany from Bride of Chucky. I don't want Tiffany from Seed of Chucky. I want a Glenn doll. I want Sid from, I want a Billy from Saw, and I want a Billy from Dead Silence. So this scene, one of my friends is like he's a very big gun guy. Not like, you know, like we're talking like going through the safety checks and getting verification. He's not like one of the crazy gun people. But when I watched this, I showed him this movie years ago, as she's going through each of the guns, and we're talking like he's like a gun expert. He was like, almost every single thing that she's saying is completely incorrect. As soon as she was like, a revolver, they never jam. And he was like, that's not true. He was like, they don't jam as much as the rest. And he goes, but they do jam. I just thought that was funny. All right, Michael's about to hug the car like he loves doing. You see? He hugs it. He literally reaches out to hug the damn car. I want that pen. That would be such a cool prop. I want that pen. I want it. To answer one of the questions about what I would be adding more, yes, the goal is to add more stuff. I mean, I have more stuff that's off screen too, that I just don't always put on the bed. I would have believed more that Hawkins lived had they not ran him over. Aw, Sue-Ann, you're sweet. Thank you. I feel like I'm getting close to being somewhat caught up. When he stands up with that mask, it makes me laugh. Honk your red nose. Honk, honk. Is it weird that I want to know, like, in universe, what the inside of that mask smells like? You know, it smells like funk. Who's your favorite WWE wrestler? WWE? Isn't it? I thought it was WWF. Cause I thought it was WCW and WWF. Because I was obsessed with wrestling growing up. Yeah, he didn't have to do all that shit. This entire conversation could have been removed from this movie. It was completely pointless. I will say that I do appreciate the... Okay, how do I word this? Okay, because I point out a lot in my reactions when it comes to like dialogue for older movies versus now. Whereas like now, it feels like all of the dialogue that people say is specific to the actual plot itself. It's like, I have to say this in order to get to the next scene, versus having casual, meaningless, normal people dialogue like this. And I feel like they used to have this a lot more back in like the 70s and the 80s. And despite the fact that I think that this is silly to have in this movie, I only think that it's silly to have in this movie because this is the only scene in this movie where they actually do something like this. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. Have you seen Trick or Treat? Which one? Like the one with Lil Sam, because I have seen that a million times. Yes, I Googled it because I found him on Twitter and he responded to one of those viral videos of her looking hot and was like, please stop tagging me on my mom's videos. Also, the way that he just like hit the brakes on the car. Allison's face was right up against the grate, so he would have immediately slammed the brakes. There's no way that she just didn't eat shit. Was it the sister's name? Judith. Huh? She don't even know who she's in the fucking backseat with. She does not understand the severity of her situation. Ah! Right, what did you think was going to happen? Any thoughts on the announcement of Freaky Friday 2? Like that it's being made? Or is there some new announcement? Look at the red lighting, y'all! Look at the... I think I had a little bit of a happy moment in the theater when I saw that, if you know what I mean. I don't think I ever realized that she probably just watched him do that. I feel like if you were trying to reach out to to Hawkins and he was not responding and you saw something that you thought was weird going on, the first fucking thing that you should have done was to call backup before getting out of the car to go and investigate. Especially seeing this... Have you seen Alley Box Buffy reactions? I do not know what Alley Box is. I laugh a lot when you get scared or jump. It's a condition. Do you think that she called Child Protective Services and herself and was like, I need you to get me out of this home? No, my mother isn't that crazy. It's all the fucking wood paneling on the walls. I can't deal with it. I also really like this part of the score too. Oh, I think you're saying you were going to go as Billy from Saw. Pugapillar has, I think he has a mask. Show the autographs you got from Buffy cast members. I only have like 2 autographs because I'm not an autograph person. I would rather have a picture with the person to actually prove that I met them versus like, 'cause anybody could sign that. But I do have a Spike's James Marsters signature. And he wrote, "To Nick, bite me." To have that prop, you could buy this prop from Halloween Studios or Trick or Treat Studios, and I want it. Of the carved head. That is so fucking cool, though. Ray, you didn't hear the fucking cowbell behind you? This is the first clip I ever saw from this movie, because this was the first promotional clip that they released. It was on one of the talk shows. Oh, that sound piece that they do, the sting. Oh, I love it. Go, baby, go. Does kills start right after they drive away? Yeah, kills takes place. It picks up immediate. Did you ever go to the real Casey Becker's house? No, but I did find an online listing, so you're actually able to like look at all the pictures of the house. Stunning house. Like, you barely even see half of the house in the actual movie, but you cannot go to visit it because like people actually live there. You can't even like stand on the lawn or like at the end of the driveway and see, because it's gated. Like, it's a huge driveway. You can't even get up to it. But I've been to Omega Beta Zeta and Delta Lambda Zeta. Ugh. Whenever I see his nasty ass hands, I just think of the nurse in Halloween 2 sucking on his finger. Well, she would have like 3 or 4 less fingers to choose from in a moment. Also, R.I.P. Laurie's eardrums right now. Because realistically, after this, she would not be able to hear the rest of the movie. Yeah, her ears would be fucked. Fun little fact that I actually really did appreciate this, sort of a behind-the-scenes thing. Laurie is basically dressed as if she's still in the 70s. Like, she has a similar hairstyle. She's got the flared jeans, everything like that. And they specifically did that because oftentimes with trauma victims, when they go through certain things, they'll often end up like sticking in the same sort of era, clothing-wise or fashion-wise, should I say, as whenever they experience the trauma. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. Isn't this so cool? I love it. I love it. Can you? Because she literally gets the axe in less than 6 hours. I saw the Poltergeist remake today. It wasn't good. No, that movie is horrible. Someone please explain to me the difference between Loomis from from Scream and Loomis from Halloween. I mean, it's just 2 different characters. You have Dr. Samuel Loomis in... Or technically, you have 3. Also, stunning. You have 3. You have Sam Loomis from Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. And then when they made Halloween from 78, they reused the same name as an homage to Psycho. So the character in Halloween is Dr. Samuel Loomis. And then in Scream, they paid homage to Halloween and named the character Billy Loomis. And she's coming at him with a right. You need a fucking bazooka, bitch. They remade Poltergeist. They did remake Poltergeist. I'm fairly certain it's Sam Rockwell, if I remember correctly. Curious, what would you do if you're stuck in the back of a cop car with Michael Myers or any other killer? Die. I'm not a survivor in these movies. If I'm in a horror movie, I have 2 options. I'm either the opening kill, but more likely than not, I am the killer. Like, if some shit starts to go down, like, to people close to me, I should always be the first suspect. Thank you, Molly. I would love to see a Nick and David collab for Terrifier 3. I mean, as much as I'm not looking forward to watching that movie, that's probably going to be a pretty popular video. So I think we both kind of want to have our own respective spaces for that. Although watching me vomit on David would probably be pretty fun. I will check out Alley Box. Oh yeah, Cass Reacts. I just watched her intervention reaction earlier. This is like... Would I say that this... No, I mean, I would say the big long take shot is probably... Or that sequence is probably my favorite sequence of the movie, but I think this is... This is up there. This is up there purely because of the fact that I like when they actually take the time to create long sequences of tension. And then... I remember people hated that. People hated that scene when that came out. They thought it was so stupid. And I'm like, she's like traumatized. She just saw a man get his head squished in front of her. And I'm in the middle of the woods running from a deranged serial killer and I'm suddenly surrounded by all these mannequins. Hell yeah, I'd be screaming too. Movies in full. There's a piece of music in the new Monsters show that sounds a lot like the music. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, and you just put what I could not think of into words, because when I was watching Monsters, I remember there being a score piece that I was like, this reminds me of something, but I cannot figure out what it is. Thank you. I want to get these in my apartment, so like when my friends stay over, but you know, my crippling loneliness does not want to let them leave. This way they can't. Spike or Angel, you can only pick one. Angel, and it's not even a question. Would you like a direct sequel to H2O with John and Molly? Yes. Probably with John. I would not imagine... Like, to me, it just would be very unrealistic if Molly stayed with him. I don't see that happening. Like, they're like 17 years old. They probably hadn't even had sex with. I just don't envision that happening. Plus, like, knowing that your uncle is a fucking crazy serial killer that tried to kill me. Hell no. I'm not dating you. But that doesn't make any sense. How the hell did he get him up there, though? Because I have actually sat down, and me being neurotic, I sat down. By the time, like, you see him lifting up the thing. By the time he does that, if you listen to the audio cues of him walking into the house, and then he goes in and he walks upstairs, there was no way that she blew his fingers off. He went back down there, grabbed the body, came up, back up the steps, dropped it on the ground, opened the door, came in, dropped the body on the ground again, walked into the kitchen, did the panning shot of him looking up, and then went and grabbed it. There ain't no way. I just feel like the body did not need to be in there. Not the fact that her mannequins are anatomically correct. Like, it literally has a penis. Fuck! I forgot he came from the right one. I thought he come from the right one. Hey, hey. Hey. Not her biting his bloody stump. This shot, favorite shot of the whole movie right there. Favorite shot of the whole movie. So good. It is so good. It is so good, y'all. Show a picture of you and Amber Benson. I will find my picture with Amber Benson and I will post it on Twitter. Because I don't have the digital of it. I agree with you, Suanne. The forest scene. Have you ever been to the Stumacher house? No, that is on my agenda. It is a little bit pricey to go. when Scream 5 was coming out, they had a competition. The Airbnb had like a thing where you can, as long as you were like one of the first ones there, you could book a night in it. And I won't go into details because I don't want to like drag people, but the entire event was literally a false marketing. It was a scam. It was not ever actually open to people of the general public. It was a complete lie. It was not open to people of the general public. They just told people that they would have a chance to do it as if, you know, to get them excited and drum up excitement with the movie or whatever. But no, it was a bunch of like influencers, and there was a channel that I no longer watch because it has rubbed me the wrong way after I found out that they got to go, and I'm like, and y'all are pretending like that you won this chance. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. But no, I have not been to the Mocker House. Have you watched Urban Legend 2? Absolutely. Eva Mendes, of course. I have not seen When Evil Lurks. We don't talk about Infested. Watching that on Patreon was like, to the people that said that you enjoy watching me scream and get freaked out, if you want to see hands down the most traumatizing thing that I've ever watched, there's on the channel, well, for reactions, two. The Sadness, which is on the channel, and then Infested, which is only on Patreon, because I will never edit it. I will never edit that movie. But I don't know how I didn't get a noise complaint from my neighbors. I was screaming. I practically started crying in that movie. That reaction was horrible. Now this, I distinctly remember this because I saw this several times in theaters, of course. And even when I watch reactions to this movie, when she's like, "Mom, I can't do it," and everybody in the theater started screaming like, "You stupid bitch, what the fuck?" And they're like screaming, they're going crazy. And I'm always like, y'all need to shut up. Y'all need to shut up because you need to hear her say, "Gotcha." I can't do it. Come on, the switch, do it. Gotcha. Bam! Get his ass. Yeah. I. Look, she didn't even say, "Come on, Karen." She said, "Come on, Elson." Yeah, she kicks the hell out of him, too. She spends too long looking at this damn knife. Right, grab it, bitch! What are you doing? That's right. What? So she, like, Karen knew about all of this. Like, I mean, obviously she knew about, like, the house and having the gun stuff downstairs, but she knew all about the crank and the fire and everything. I have seen Sting, and that one, because the spider thing, like, didn't really look like a spider to me, and it was CGI, it didn't scare me. It was a fun movie, though. It also took me forever to figure out that shot, beautiful. And I feel like that works really, really well in regards to, like, how we see him in Kills when he... Y'all, let me tell you something. When he steps out onto that porch in Halloween Kills, so good. It's so good. Another thing I miss is Laurie shoots at Michael from under the floorboards, and it's wood, but once she gets out the basement, the kitchen floor is tile. I don't think the entire basement thing is underneath the kitchen. I think only half of it is. But if it is, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. But what with that whole thing, like her shooting up, I was like, you're literally telling Karen to be quiet so that he doesn't know you're down here. But then you start shooting out from underneath him. Like, this, the score, the shot, all of it. I'm watching Chucky season 2, so I haven't seen season 3. The first half of season 3 is better than all of season 2 and all of the second half of season 3. That's the end of the movie. Oh, this film is dedicated to Mustafa Akkad. Rest in peace. All right, well, now I can put me back on the screen here. The movie's over. Let me take that off of the screen now. And then I'll leave open. We'll keep the live going for a little while. Why not? Let's shoot the shiz, as they say. Hold on, I need to put on music, because otherwise... what should we listen to? Let's listen to the score for The Fog. Actually, to answer somebody's question earlier about my favorite horror movie score, it might be The Fog. I actually like The Fog score more than I like the score for Halloween, to be honest. Although I love the score for Halloween, but the Fog is something else. One more story before 12. Okay, let's see. Now that could actually properly keep up with everyone's comments. All right, where were we? Who keeps spider as pets? Crazy people. So Cam, I don't... The sadness, you'll have to watch my edited reaction, because I did that one before I started doing Patreon. So I don't have that on Patreon. The sadness, like, yeah, the sadness and infested, both of those were like I legitimately got faint. I thought I was going to pass out. I actually think in the sadness, infested, there was 2 times I had to pause and take a break because it was just too much for me. And I'm genuinely nervous to watch Terrifier 3. Very, very nervous. I want to see Infested. Love Hellraiser. Well, the new one. I mean, I like the other ones. I've seen all the Hellraiser movies. It's just, they've never been my favorite. And the 4th one, though, I love the 4th one. But I like the design of, like, the Cenobites and everything. I just don't think that the first movie is, like, it's not my favorite horror movie, but I do like it. I will have Church as a pet. Church as in, like, the cat from Pet Sematary? Random, but here's a reminder to everyone to have a fire extinguisher in your home. I had an electrical fire once. Thankfully, my landlord... Listen, if it is my time to go... No, I'm just kidding. Are you excited for They Follow? Yes, I am. And I'm especially excited because knowing that it's like going to be multiple entities now, Micah, my queen, Micah. She's back. I'm excited. As long as they get Disaster Piece back to do the score, I am so excited. Yeah, they did Marion dirty in Halloween Kills. There's a plot hole in Scream 5, and it's when Amber Freeman goes to the room where Neil Prescott is tied up in the original movie. It was a pantry. Actually, you never actually see... Like, you see him go, I'll be right back, and then he walks backwards, but you never actually see what's down there. Like, it's a pantry in real life, but... yeah. Because the garage is in another section. Oh, Cam, I do have the sadness is a full reaction. Today I learned. This is why I won't go to Australia. They have a spider season. So I never know how accurate that is, because there is obviously Pugga is from Australia, but there's another reactor, Nick and Nax, and she is in Australia, I believe, and she said in one of her reactions at one point, talking about the giant spiders, and she's like, everybody talks about like being afraid to come to Australia because we have all these crazy animals, and she goes, I've lived here my entire life and I've never seen any of these things because they don't exist unless you're like out there in the bush. Like, I'm assuming, like, they're talking, like, in the bush, like, Wolf Creek style, like, in the middle of nowhere. So if you go to the city, you're probably fine. But there's actually a thing in Colorado that I think it's once a year. But it's, like, the west side, not where I am, where there's, like, a giant tarantula migrating season thing, or a day or whatever, where you see, like, hundreds of tarantulas crossing the road. No. The fact that we have black widows here... The second that I see a black widow, I'm moving out of Colorado. Have you seen The Ones Who Live? I have not. I trust cats better than arachnids, yes. Do you ever think about a scenario for your own horror movie? Oh my god, hold on. This nose. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I always like have a dream where I am attacked by a killer, and he messes me up a little bit. Like, I end up in the hospital, but I kill him, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, what happened? Is Nick okay?" And they're like, "Nick is fine. He's in the ICU, but he's probably gonna pull through." And what about the guy that attacked him? Is he in jail? They'll be like, "Well, there's like nothing left of him. Nick annihilated that man." Just so that everybody can be like, "Nick's a survivor. He's so cool." And then I'll be like, "I'm traumatized. Don't talk to me." Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and say probably none of you, but did anybody just watch Halloween 2018 with me for the very first time? Like, that was their first time seeing it? I love Motel Hell. I love Motel Hell. I heard Speak No Evil with James McAvoy is good. I was struggling to stay awake in that movie. Now, I watched the original one on Patreon, and that was a movie... the original Speak No Evil... Wait, Speak No Evil? Yeah. The original movie was one of, like, very few movies that have, like, pissed me off to the point where I considered shutting it off because I was just getting so mad at how stupid the characters were. But... like, it's a fantastic movie. It's a fantastic movie, and it's supposed to evoke those emotions from you. But the new one, I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen the new one, but I will say, do not go into the new one expecting it to be the same as the original. I don't like what they did with the ending of the new one. But I agree with you with James McAvoy. He's a very beautiful man. Yes. When I lived in Dallas, one of my friends was bitten by a black widow. Ugh. I see wolf spiders in Austin all the time. Ugh. One of my friends lives in Austin. I recommend The Dark with Neve Campbell. It's fun. I've never even heard of that. The Dark. Neve Campbell. From 1994. Yeah, I've never even heard of this movie. Huh. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check this out. Who are your top 4 favorite final girls? Let's see. Erin from Your Next. Oh my gosh. I forget her name in the movie, but Samara Weaving's character in Ready or Not. I'm trying to think, because the thing that obviously I could say like Sydney Prescott and all that shit, of course, but the thing is, where I have a problem, at least for me personally, like while Sydney Prescott is one of my favorite horror movie characters, I would not consider her, at least for me, how I define a final girl in my head, I would not put her as that. Specifically, okay, how do I word this? It's because Sydney would have been dead in every single movie had somebody not come at the very last minute to save her. The first film, Billy would have stabbed her had Gale not shown up and shot him. The second movie, Mrs. Loomis would have killed her had Cotton not shown up to save her. Third movie, Roman would have killed her had Dewey not shown up to save her. The fourth movie, I don't know, because Jill was whooping her ass in the hospital and then got distracted when Dewey came in. And then the fifth movie, Gale was there helping her. So you know what I mean? But yeah, Erin, and then Samara Weaving and Ready or Not. I'll have to think. Well, actually, I could just Google this. Let's see. Best final girls, just so I can see a list. Oh, Ginny from Friday the 13th Part 2. And not Nancy Thompson, but Heather Langenkamp in New Nightmare. She fucks Freddy up. Is Evil Dead Rise any good? I enjoyed it. That was actually, I think Evil Dead Rise, I think that was my first reaction that I ever did once I moved to Colorado, like in my new apartment. Urban Legends 3 soundtrack. Is it better than the movie? Did you watch The Final Girls? I have seen that. That's the one at the summer camp, right? I met Xander from Buffy. Nicholas Brendan. In 2021, he was completely drunk and could barely stand. Yeah, he's got very, very bad drug and alcohol issues. Don't necessarily need to get into like all the stuff, his personal struggles. But alcoholism is a disease. I don't make excuses for him, but I can at least say that I've met him twice in real life, and he was very, very kind and polite when I met him, but I fucking hate his character. Xander is the worst character. So what you're saying is it's better than the new things. So what you're saying is it's better than the new strangers. Carla, my sweet and darling Carla, let me tell you a little bit of a secret. Wiping your ass with your bare hand is better than the new Strangers movie. Okay. Who's your favorite deserved to be a final girl but died girl? I mean, Helen Shivers. Helen Shivers should have been the survivor in that movie. And Muse Watson, here's a fun little story for you. Muse Watson, who played Ben Willis in I Know What You Did Last Summer and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. My friend met him and made the comment to him that he thought that Julie and Ray should have been the ones that died and that Helen should have lived. And he was like, I agree with you. So even Ben Willis thinks that Helen should have lived. Are you going to react to Terrifier 3? I am. Have you ever seen Hereditary? One of my all-time favorite horror movies. Toni Collette is... She's like my top 3 favorite actresses. Although it's hard for me to say that because I haven't seen all of her work. Because like Sally Field is also one of my favorite actresses, but I have not seen every single thing that she's done. Have you done Terrifier 1 or 2 reactions before? I have not. Jamie. I am so excited about the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. It probably won't be good, but I will remain open to when they eventually release the trailer, and then I will make that determination. I think the only concern that I have with the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie is I want to know. I can't fathom how they're going to make it. Like, I'm assuming it's going to be a new killer because there's no way that Ben Willis is still able to be chasing down these people. But then if it's a new killer, then how is it relating to Julie James? I don't know. How are you feeling about that? Chance! Wait, Michelle Mybelle, is that a reference to Rob Zombie's Halloween? Because he says that to him. Michelle Mybelle. This was my first time seeing this movie. I know I already mentioned it, but it was low-key kind of fun. Oh, well, thank you for watching it with me for the first time. I'm glad that you had fun with it. I'm sorry that I talked over the whole thing. I liked Beth in The Descent. I don't really like that movie. Everybody loves that movie. I don't know. Jennifer Jolie should have... I mean, well, here's one thing that I will say about Jennifer Jolie. You can't tell me that Kirby lived and Jennifer Jolie didn't live. We never technically confirmed that they died. So if Miss Kirby is alive, and apparently they're talking about making a Kirby spin-off show where each episode she's like tracking down a new Ghostface killer. I don't necessarily like the sound of that, but... Have you seen the 2007 unrated cut? Yes, I've seen all the cuts. See, I actually differ. I don't... The one scene, the escape sequence, or how he escapes in the unrated cut, I do not. It's just completely unnecessary. She did say that, yeah. The stupidest horror movie to ever be made is Final Destination. Are you referring to The Final Destination? With the word "the" in the beginning of it? Because that, I can agree with you there. I want to see Friday the 13th, 2009. I love that movie. Your tits have stupendous nipple placement, or whatever he says. That whole scene is full of wild dialogue. Oh, from Halloween, literally every single thing that Ronnie says is just disgusting. What, you jealous of your own daughter's ass? Hey, are you Jamie the clown costume from Halloween 4, 5, and 6? I am not, but if it makes you think I'm cooler, then yes. See, I don't believe that, Kyle. I do not believe that she would have survived had she not stopped to turn around, because he was all like where she was quote unquote running to safety, the parade, that is already where he was coming out of. So she only stops for like 2 seconds and he's already standing there, which means that she would have gotten to the end of the alley and he probably would have pushed her right back in it. He would have met her at the exact same time. So I think she was fucked either way. What are your favorite and least favorite horror remakes? I don't know. Let's look it up. Horror remakes. Let us see. Let us see. Okay, let's see. Did not care for either of the new It movies, although the first one is better than the second one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is glorious, and so is the prequel, The Beginning with Jordana Brewster. Glorious. I have not seen the new Salem's Lot movie. What else is there? The Crazies, I loved. I used to own that. I loved that. Loved the Hills Have Eyes remake. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake is so bad. So bad. Dawn of the Dead remake is amazing. What else we got here? Okay, y'all can't tell anybody because, don't tell the other 33,000 people, but I have some fun little things that I have stored. So I have to be able to, I still have to record it, but there's been a couple of people that have been asking me about whether or not I was going to do more public domain movies. And I am. So I am recording. I will probably record this reaction Sunday. But I'm doing a full, the public domain for the channel to the original Little Shop of Horrors. And I'm going to grab something to show you guys, and I'm going to see if you guys can guess. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. Where the hell did this go in at? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to fix this thing. Damn it. This damn reverse bear trap, though. Just in case anybody was interested in the picture that I posted, the reverse bear trap. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But that wasn't what I was trying to show you. Okay. Tell me, I'm just gonna hold it up. Tell me if you can guess who I'm going to be dressed as for that reaction, for the full length. If I can pull this off. I'm not gonna guarantee you, which is why I haven't announced it yet. Because technically this is, I have to be able to put this on myself, but... If you know, you know. All right, let's see. One of the greatest things that I love about meeting celebrities is finding out what they actually sound like in real life, because I recently met Charlie Cox and found out he has an accent. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Let me tell you something. As much of a enormous Marvel fan as I am, I did not watch the Netflix shows back in the day because I was like, they're not part of the MCU, and it's I'm trying to focus on one thing at a time, and it was just too much. But I've started watching it now that it's actually canon. Charlie Cox, whoo, yes. But with meeting celebrities, we actually, I did post pictures, but me and David, we went and we met Mark Patton from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and he was flirting with David. And then we met a couple people from the Nightmare franchise. So I cannot remember for the life of me the names of the characters, but from part 4, maybe her name is Debbie, the one that's that gets turned into the bug and squished when she's working out. Met her. And per usual, just like everybody else in the world seems to think that me and David are a couple. She told me and David that we were a very beautiful couple. But we also met the girl that gets killed in... Yeah, it is part 4. That's what a suck face, and then he like sucks the life out of her in the classroom. So when we were talking to her, she is so kind. She was one of the nicest celebrities that we've met yet, and she had like this full like long 15-minute conversation with us and everything. And she was we were talking about like gay people. And I had mentioned that I had met Heather Langenkamp, and I was like, oh, ha, 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 yeah, you know, like I told her how the gays love her. And she stops me, and she's like, wait a minute. You're the one that had the conversation with her about the gay community loving her back in Chicago? And I was like, yes, that was me. And she's like, after that convention, I saw her at another convention. She came up to me and was like, I just had the coolest experience. Apparently all the gays love Nancy. That was me. Let's see. Have you ever checked out any of Mike Flanagan's new shows after Hill House? So I have seen Bly Manor. I watched that on my own when that first came out. The only thing that I have not seen show-wise from him is Midnight Club, I think it's called. But I reacted to Fall of the House of Usher on Patreon. And I think I might have already reacted. I think I did. I mean, I've definitely seen Midnight Mass. Did I react to that? I react to so much shit. I don't even remember what I reacted to anymore. Television. No, I must have watched Midnight Mass on my own. But I do have the Fall of the House of Usher on there. 2025 is going to be a little bit different, because there is definitely going to be a little bit more TV shows and stuff that I want to put on the channel, because like 100% for the channel I am doing The Last of Us season 2. And then obviously in November I'll do Heartstopper season 3. Rank the Final Destination movies. Mine, it would be 3, 1, 2. Okay, let's see. One will just forever be my favorite. Because I think that while 1 doesn't necessarily have the most outrageous deaths, I feel like 1 is the best acted and feels like it's the most grounded in reality to me. So, 1... Oh, shit. 2 and 3 are kind of tied, because there's sections of 2 and there's sections of 3 that I think are somewhat a little bit, like, they drag a little bit. Like, I don't like the ending for part 2. Basically, everything after Ollie Larder dies, I don't care about anything that happens in the movie after that point. Now, with part 3, I don't particularly care for anything that happens at the fair thing at the end with like the horse. I don't care for that sequence. And 3, as much as I like 3 is the film that started to get into the territory of CGI deaths, where the blood and stuff was CGI. I don't like that. As much as people love part 5, more so because of the twist at the end, I think. 5, like everyone talks about the gymnastic sequence. None of it is affected for me because the death sequence, all the blood and everything like that, it's all CGI. So I would say 1, and then 2 and 3 are tied, and then 5, and then there is whatever 4 is. Ugh. The only good thing about 4 is that lead actor, because he's a little cutie. Can you show us your other kitty cat? Sure. Beerus. Spooky cat, come here. Not you, little mama. Come here. Come on, your fans want to see you. Come here. Beerus, come here. I see you. Come here. Come here. Come on, they want to see you. Come say hi to people. Be social. Oh. Okay. Ugh. All right. Say hi to everyone. Say hello. Do you even know what's happening right now? No, you don't. All right, go ahead. All right. Yeah, so Robert said that he was too old to play Freddy again, purely because of the fact that, like, I believe he also did make a comment about the fact that he, like, doesn't weigh the same anymore, which isn't a drag or anything like that, because, like, if you saw his technically his last appearance as Freddy was when he was on the Goldbergs. Like, you could definitely tell, like, the body type is different. Not that that's an issue, but he was saying because of the stunts, like, he's like, I can't do any stunt that lasts longer than one take anymore. I believe he said it was Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, that's right, because David and I was talking about that the other day. He said that Freddy versus Jason was basically the moment where he was like, this is the last time that I can do Freddy like this, because he said everything at the final fight sequence tore him up. Like, it was really, really hard for him to be able to do that even at that age back in early 2000s. So yeah, but he said that he would be open if they made a really high-end animated thing, that he would be open to return to do the voice, which I feel like anybody in Hollywood creatives that read that quote need to be like, right now, because this is probably the only other opportunity that we're going to get something Freddy related from him. Have you seen The Blackening? I did a reaction to The Blackening on the channel. I love it. What is my least favorite A Nightmare on Elm Street movie? The remake. But I mean, I feel like that's the obvious answer. So if I put that aside, I mean, I think people would expect me to say Freddy's Dead, but the thing is, Freddy's Dead, like, it's not good, but it's so funny to me. It's so campy. Like, I think of Breckenmeyer, like, doing, 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 going through the house. It's just hilarious to me. What? Love the Night of the Demons remake. Is that with Scout Taylor Compton? I haven't seen the remake yet. I think my goal is hopefully at some point within 2025. I want to make sure that I go back and I look at a couple of the older movies that I've done for the channel, that some of them I go back and I do a sequel, because, like, I know that it's not going to get very many views, but I would like to do a sequel to do the sequel to Critters too. Have you seen Wolf Creek? I have. I've seen the first one. I think I rented the second one back in the day, but I don't know if I, like, watched it. Have you seen VHS Beyond? I have not, but it was on my list of upcoming things that I want to react to. I don't know if I'll get to it this year, technically, to be completely honest with you, because, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or 9. I have 9 more movies that I want to get out before the end of the year. So it might be next year. Love the Hitcher remake. Oh, I love House of Wax as well. Paris Hilton for the win. Oh yeah, going back to the Little Shop of Horrors things. So Little Shop of Horrors, the public domain one will be, if I can pull it off. Don't be mad at me if I can't do it. Will be that, and then one of my patrons, actually, I have to watch this tomorrow, because I've never seen it. The Little Shop of Horrors that everyone knows, like the musical or whatever, with I forget the guy's name, the one from Ghostbusters. I believe he's in it. Question: the theatrical Rob Zombie's Halloween, how is he able to break out of the strongest steel chains? I mean, how did he know that Lori was his sister? Who knows? Yes, it is. Yes, this. Yes, some of you got it correct. But here's the thing. Not only am I going to be dressing up as him for the video, again, assuming that I can figure out how to properly apply that cap, I plan on fully emulating him for the entire video. So the first half of the video, ideally, I would like to do old school David. So when he was like super gay. And now I would like to do his like, cowboy, that version. Yes. I always thought a remake of Demons would be a good idea. I've never seen that, the original Demons. Matthew Lillard does sound exactly like he does in the movies. I'm very late to this. Will this stay up on the channel? Yes, it will. Have you seen The Nun? Unfortunately. I mean, y'all seem to have been liking this. Maybe I should do like a once a month live watch along for something. This way I can probably get to movies that you guys are asking me to react to that I'm like, it ain't getting me the views, I ain't doing it. Which is something that I try to politely tell people when they're like asking me to react to some obscure movie from 1974. And I'm like, I have bills to pay. I need people to watch these videos. Yeah, the Midnight Club, I don't think a lot of people really fucked with that, but I still want to watch it. What did you think of The Witch? Well, when I woke up, I thought that shit was boring. But I love Anya Taylor-Joy. But The Witch, I thought was incredibly boring. The Museum of Death, I was supposed to go there the last time, but I ran out of time. Next time I will. Rank the Buffy series from favorite, like the seasons, from favorite to least favorite. 5, 3, 4, 2, 6, 1, 7. How about the opening sequences for a Final Destination film? Two, 1, 3, and then 4 and 5 are tied because I don't like the opening for 4 and I don't like the opening for 5. I actually don't really like a lot of the kills in 5 too. But Final, even though like I technically enjoy the plane crash sequence more than I enjoy the highway sequence, the log truck section of the highway sequence alone solidifies it as one of the scary, like, there's just, All right, I'm gonna wrap this up in 5 minutes, just so you knows. I loved Beetlejuice too. I was very, very happy. I went into that with very, very low expectations, and I ended up being very, very happy with it. Glory is the best bad guy. Have you seen Yellow Jackets? Yeah, I reacted to both the first seasons, but I will be honest, I don't know. Like, I'm definitely going to react in the sense that, like, it'll either be on Patreon or channel memberships, but I don't think I'm going to react. I'm not going to edit Yellow Jackets because unfortunately season 2 just didn't get as much, like, big as numbers as the first one did. So I would imagine that season 3 probably won't get even as much numbers as the second season. But I'm like, I love the show, so I'm definitely still going to be reacting to it. It'll just probably be on Patreon. Have you seen the show From? No. Is Quiet Place Day 1 good? Absolutely. It is hot as in here. You might hear my air conditioning turning on because this is hot as hell in this costume. I could last for 4 more minutes. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, JD. I don't think that Robert Englund needs to be doing the stunts. Like, he's literally in makeup. That is the number one type of person that's easy to get away with stunt doubles. I could see Kevin Bacon as Freddy. Have you seen the trailers for Heretic? I have not. Well, I saw half of a trailer for one of the. I think it was I believe they played the trailer for that when I went and I saw Joker 2. But when I realized what it was, I went back down and was looking at my phone. Did you like any of the Grindhouse movies? I haven't watched Planet Terror in a long time, but I did just do Death Proof, which I had not seen for Patreon, and I loved it. Thank you, Sue Ann. Yeah, I definitely want to do Critters 2. When I met Dee Wallace, first because Dee Wallace, somebody else had asked Dee Wallace to give me a shout out because she watches my channel, and then when I saw her in person, I was like, "You gave me a shout out!" And then we took a picture together, and then her husband was trying to take the picture of us, and he didn't know how to work a camera phone, so he just kept taking videos. It was hilarious. I have not seen the Black Cab. I have not. Billy Zane. I'm afraid of Billy Zane. I am so excited for Nosferatu. But see, that's the thing, though. Well, that's the thing. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Nosferatu in theaters. That is something that has to be seen on the big screen because it's going to be stunning. But maybe when that comes out on digital, maybe that'll be let's do a live watch along now that we have figured out how to do this properly. Nick, I agree with you about Blumhouse spoiling their movies and trailers. Yes, they do that all the time. When do you think you're going to start season 4 of Bates Motel? Probably next week. Ideally, I will record the first episode this week. But I will say, as a closing thing, please bear with me over the next 2 weeks because I have the full-length thing that I want to still record and put out. I don't have to edit that, so that's not a super time-consuming thing, although putting on the outfit might be a little time-consuming. But I have... So today is, Thursday? We're going into Friday. So, I have a concert tomorrow night, and then I have a Halloween parade on Saturday. But then next Thursday, I am flying out of state to go to the horror bandwagon's wedding. So I won't be able to edit or record anything at that time. So the goal is I will have Coco out by Sunday or Monday. Probably Wednesday or Thursday is when I will release the Little Shop of Horrors, the full length. And then the goal is to have the final video, which I'm not telling you what it is yet, by probably posted on Halloween. But yeah, yes. All right, spooky friends. It's just like a pool of sweat under here. So I will see y'all soon. Thank you guys for watching the movie with me.